wildly different reactions because you got Kentucky 6-6. I think their fans would be just over it, ready for basketball. We all know the jokes there. While Mississippi State, again, I realize the standard is not 6-6 in Starkville, but I think year one, Jeff Lebby, all the uncertainty. If they went 6-6, I think State fans would be pretty fired up heading into 2025. What's your thoughts on these two teams that your models got predicted to go 500?
Yeah, Kentucky, I mean, we know, look, Mark Stoops has gotten more with less with Kentucky, and they've done a great job recruiting. We'll see what, Brock Vandagriff does for them at quarterback. But if you look at Kentucky even last year, you look at the Kentucky Wildcats, I'm trying to find over here, 33rd in total offense and 42nd in defense. It's kind of middle of the pack, which is what we kind of expect for Kentucky. Their schedule sets up where, they play Southern Miss and South Carolina. Should be 2 wins for them. We'll see what happens with South Carolina and how good they're really going to be. I've got them at 4-8 this year, but they could populate out at 5-7 or 6-6. Georgia, Kentucky has just shown they're not likely just not going to beat Georgia. Ohio, so they should be at 3-1 before they take on Ole Miss on the road. That's going to be a tough place to go play. I have them with a close loss. A Vanderbilt win after the bye. At Florida, Mark Stoops knows how to beat Florida. This goes back into that Florida conversation. This is one of those games where Florida could grab another win, or maybe this sends Kentucky, backwards with a loss. Auburn at home, and of course at Tennessee, Murray State at Texas and Louisville. So I just think that back half for Kentucky is just too much to ask for when you're talking about Florida, Auburn, Tennessee, sandwich Maine in there, Texas and Louisville. For Mississippi State and Jeff Lebby, it's going to be one of the younger teams in the conference, not totally at the back end, but a lot of youth is going to be expected to step up. They're going to play a different brand of football. They're going to go wide open. They're going to try to be, play an exciting brand. We'll see what happens with Mississippi State and the way they play. But Eastern Kentucky should be a gift on game one. At Arizona State is a game that I call a close win. Bulldogs, regardless of what has happened, are a more talented team. Arizona State on the road should be a 4-quarter ball game. If Mississippi State can get that, they should beat Toledo and be 3-0 with Florida coming in. I have a close win against Florida, lost to Texas, at Georgia, Texas A&M, and then a close win against Arkansas in the middle of the season, just because I think Arkansas is another team that's kind of dead man walking this year. UMass, a win, and then a loss to Tennessee, Missouri, and Ole Miss to finish the season. So, for Mississippi State, if you look at Kentucky, go back to them, their win total in Vegas is 7. I have them right under 6. For Mississippi State, theirs is at 5, and I have them 1 over at 6. But there is no room for error for Mississippi State to get to 6. And for Kentucky, look, they can get to 7, they can get to 8, but they've got to do the right things.